BBC Audio presents Calling All Forces, the vintage BBC variety show. Calling All Forces was a variety programme aimed at military personnel based around the UK and Germany, and ran weekly from December 1950 through to July 1952 on the BBC Light programme. Forces were first stationed in Germany following the end of the Second World War and became known as the British Army of the Rhine and RAF Germany. The show was written by Bob Monkhouse and Denis Goodwin. It had a typical variety format and was described at the time as the biggest show on the air. It became a showcase for aspiring young comedians, including Peter Sellers, Harry Seacombe, Tony Hancock, Jimmy Edwards, Cyril Fletcher, Benny Hill, Kenneth Horne, Bill Kerr, and Bob Monkhouse himself. Let's take a moment to hear Bob Monkhouse talk to Bob Sinfield about Calling All Forces. This extract is from Archive on 4, The Monkhouse Files, and was first broadcast on BBC Radio 4 in 2000.
Let's have a listen to a bit of Calling All Forces, because there's quite a good history to that, and quite a list of names.
We were so lucky to get that. We'd only written 2 radio series up to that time. We'd written Hip Hip Hooray for Derek Roy and It's a Great Life for Bonacolino. But they'd been produced by Leslie Bridgemont, and it was Leslie who was given the job of creating a 1-hour comedy show for the Forces, and he came to me and Dennis to write it. We were very fortunate. It kept us in work for 4 years. Every single week.
Yes, we're calling all forces wherever you are, and you'll be hearing from
Philip Slessor,
Carole Carr, Ned Barney, Leslie Welch, Tony Hancock, the George Mitchell Choir, the Stargazers, and Geraldo and his concert orchestra.
Obligatory singing troupe.
George Mitchell singers, together with the Stargazers.
Your master of ceremonies, Ted Ray.
Ted Ray, marvellous comic. I remember him from Does the Team Think?
Does the Team Think, and Razor Laugh was his great radio success. I learned so much from watching Ted.
Hello and welcome to the 36th edition
of your own show. You know, I feel wonderful today. I really do. I suppose it's because I've just come from the golf course. And I had a pretty successful practice game. Well, a whole crowd of people followed me around the course. It seems for years they've been waiting to see me swing. Jealousy, that's all. Of course, it was rather a breezy day for golf, and the wind was playing such strange tricks with the ball. I drove off at the 9th hole, my caddy opened his mouth to yawn, and now he's the only man in England with 2 Adam's apples. As a matter of fact, I was playing Uncle Roscoe. He always boils all his golf balls in a big pot of onion.
Oh, I remember this.
Then he doesn't have to look for a lost ball. He just takes a deep breath and comes in on the bean.
And tonight we are presenting a spine-chilling fantasy of the African jungle, the story of King Solomon's fabulous mines. Beside myself, the other members of the cast include Mr. Tony Hancock.
Please, no applause. No applause, girls.
Now, wait a minute, Tony.
Recognisable.
Wonderful people do.
His voice hasn't come in yet. He hasn't found his voice yet. That's right.
Tony, my boy, calm down. You're not such a lady killer.
Oh, no? I haven't been wasting my time backstage, you know. That Carole Carr.
Don't tell me you've kissed her already.
I do not kiss and tell. Let her do the bragging.
He doesn't sound comfortable.
Tony, I'm disappointed in you.
Don't take it so hard, Mr. Ray. I, too, have loved and lost, and look at me.
I'm looking, and I can see why you've lost. Really, I'm disgusted. Carrying on in a respectable theatre, bringing your nasty, wolfish habits into this programme. Horrible. And besides, if anyone's going to do any necking around here, it's me.
You?
Extraordinary that we had imposed upon us the idea that Tony Hancock should be a Lothario.
Most improbable.
Yes, but it's what Tony wanted at that time. And we did a series where he was the con man conning Charlie Chester, entirely the wrong way around.
Yes.
But the comedians would make these demands of the script. As long as we could make Ted Fat sound quick and slick and funny, that's really all we cared about.
Hancock was very particular about his writing. He put Galtman and Simpson through hell, didn't
he? Yes, he
doing
did.
Rewrite after rewrite. No, we can do better.
Yes, but of course Galtman and Simpson very brilliantly, as only Alan and Ray could have done. I don't think Dennis and I could have done it. Homed in on all Hancock's actual characteristics and slowly exaggerated them to the point where he would almost recognise himself, but not quite. So the pomposity was used, so the pretentiousness was used, so the stinginess was used, the self-admiration. All those things went into the script. And I don't think Hancock
Sample complete. Ready to continue?